Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 740 North Main Street here in Newburgh. We're located inside the garage. If you're looking at the rear wall of the garage, we're over here right next to the side entrance into it. We have a 4-inch cast iron cleanout as our point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Currently have water running. Here we go. Transitions here at 47 feet over to appears to be 4-inch transite concrete. I wanted to point something out right here. We'll have a better view. Look at the top of the pipe where that joint's at. You can see water dripping down. That's not water from inside the pipe. That's actually coming in from the ground around it. It's really hard to tell if that's just some mildew that's kind of growing there. There's a little black nub sticking off that joint. That doesn't appear to be roots as far as I can tell there. I think that joint has separated just enough to let water come in. Now we'll locate that at the end here. At this time, that's not affecting the functionality of the line hardly at all. It's letting some drip drops of water come into it. But it can become problematic down the road if roots ever find that pipe joint. You can also have the issue I wanted to point out too, that's not letting a ton of water in. You can also get hydro erosion that occurs. The dirt above the pipe can slowly but surely erode away right down through the sewer pipe. I'm not saying it's going to be a 20-foot sinkhole that opens up, but it's the potential for something like that to occur. Yeah, we have another separated joint right here. And this does appear to be the terminus of the line here at 77 feet out. I'm going to locate this and see where we're at currently. If this is out in the street at this point, this separated joint here right before the terminus would be the city's responsibility. All right, did locate the camera head successfully. Line goes out to the out on Main Street. Actually terminates right at the, basically right where the manhole cover is out there. That's straight out from the little flag lot driveway adjacent to this house. So anyway, this separated joint right here is in the street. That thing looks pretty wide open to the ground there. It's probably letting water escape the line. So you could mention that or show it to the city, but this is not the responsibility of the homeowner here. So more than anything, what that's doing is probably letting water escape the line there. Not really necessarily affecting getting toilet paper and stuff from point A to point B. I'm trying to look at this joint right here. There's a bunch of cobwebs kind of obstructing my view. It looks like there may be something sticking out of the pipe joint there, kind of off to the right side of the screen. It could be a root. It could be something else entirely. It could be gasket material from the pipe joint there that's kind of, they can kind of break and fall down a little bit away from the joint. I don't see water and stuff, coming into the line here, and I don't see an obvious root hairs protruding there. That's a kind of a thick little finger of something that's poking through. It's just a hard one to actually verify what it is. So I'm going to locate and see where it's at this time, without being able to see obvious root hairs poking through there. I'm not going to recommend a repair on it because, again, that could be something like gasket material or something like that that's kind of peeled away and just kind of got gunked up over time and made it all brown like that. So I'll see where it is, though. All right, this spot here is located about, less than 6 inches from the street curb on the house side of the curb, but out here, once you hit the right-of-way is where the city of Newburgh takes over. So this right here should still be in their responsibility area, if that is in fact a root. At this time, there's just not enough there to verify whether that's a root intrusion or just something else. And again, not affecting the flow or any functionality of the line. And this right here is where our water is dripping through. And again, that joint there is actually still looking really tight. Unfortunately, I think the gasket around the outside of the pipe there probably went bad on it or something. So I'm going to locate and mark this. This one may actually be homeowner responsibility. It's going to be really close to the right-of-way. I will mark and take a picture. We're having heavy rain today, so paint markings aren't going to last, but I do have a photograph of this. Alrighty, this is located, I don't know if it's a lace leaf maple, but it's a maple at the front of the property off to the left of the driveway. There's a white marking right underneath it. It's impossible for me to get my locator into there to actually get an accurate depth. Someone else had already, it looks like, apparently scoped this and found the same thing. There was another white paint marking there and no depth written down. It's a very tough spot to get a locator into. So anyway, it's right up next to, it's probably only less than a foot away from the trunk of that maple. Most likely we've got roots that are trying to come into here if it's that close to it. So I do recommend a spot repair to correct that. At this time, again, not affecting the functionality of the line, but if those roots persist there, you're probably going to end up with a big root ball on the line at some point here down the road. So I do recommend a repair there. Locates or at least getting the depth will have to be done, or just dig with some caution there. Here we're coming back underneath the garage floor here at this point. At this time, we do have good flow all the way out to the main lateral, probably letting a little water escape out of that separated joint by the main. But again, that's the city responsibility. I'm not too worried about that at this point. That's theirs to fix. And it's not affecting debris from getting from point A to point B. It's probably letting some water escape. But anyway, we don't have any debris collecting there or anything like that. We have that little finger thing sticking out of the joint right at the curb, which again is in the right-of-way of the city. Also their responsibility. The one issue that is homeowners is right next to that maple at the front of the property. It's marked with white paint. Not sure of the depth there due to the trickiness of getting the locator up underneath there. I do recommend to repair that joint to correct it, as it's compromised, letting water in, and most likely what that little thing that's poking through at the top is the very start of a root intrusion. I do recommend a repair to fix that. Aside from that, the rest of the pipe on property is in good shape and functioning at this time.